Welcome everyone, my name is Carolina. Welcome to this Method Foundation program. It's going to be 4 classes to get to know the roots of this technique, to be able to understand deeper and make every exercise count for the best for your body. So you will see that in these next coming 4 weeks, we're going to be integrating the philosophy, the anatomy, and all the special concepts about this technique. If at any moment there is something that doesn't feel right for your body, remember we're all different and every day the body is different. So try to listen to my modifications. If none of those feels good, just take always a moment to rest. You can always make some comments, write me back for more questions, for more feedback. So all you need for this first class, it's going to be a towel that can be also a blanket or any big piece of cloth that you can roll like this, and you can get some sort of like a thick roll, about 10 centimeters. I hope you are all set. And a few things about this technique. In the 20th century, many techniques started to bring mind and body together. Alignment was a big part of all of them, and some said that they would start to align the body by placing properly the feet. Some others said that it was going to be by placing correctly the head. Joseph Pilates said that he wanted to put more attention in the center of the body. And what's the center? Right here, where your belly is. The reason is, here we have bone in the front and bone in the back. Same thing happens in your pelvis. But in the area where all the abdominal muscles are, where all the organs are, you have only the spine in the back. Therefore, we have 4 layers of abs in the front of your body that are there to support the spine. If the spine is supported, if your organs are properly embraced, there are much more chances that the posture will be better. So therefore, in the beginning of this Pilates journey, there is a lot of focus in how to engage the center, how to properly place your pelvis in relationship with your shoulders and the rest of your body. So today, especially, we're going to understand how we do the Pilates breath, how we place the pelvis, and all the exercises that are going to bring us there. So in Pilates, we inhale through the nose and we exhale through your mouth. We would like to do an exhalation that is slightly deeper than normal. The reason is because you want to engage deeper the core. So when you exhale, naturally your core engages. So we use that natural force to increase it with putting a little bit of more strength in the exhalation. But later on in the method, you can work your breath a little bit more normal and more subtle. But in the beginning, especially if you're doing a movement that feels difficult for your body, I may ask you to exhale with a little bit of sound. You want to engage your core, you want to protect your lower back, and this will give you great benefits for the rest of every exercise. So, starting from there, we're going to start with this belly breath. So you're going to place one hand on your lower belly, below the level of your navel, and one hand into your lower back. The lower back is this curve that the spine has above your buttocks. So when doing it here, you take an inhale, your navel wants to stay in, and when you exhale, you squeeze your navel. You can use the letter S or you can use the letter F. Inhale, and you go. Try to keep it engaged. Let's go again. Breathing in. Letter S. When you inhale, try to keep that feeling of navel to the back of the spine. And exhale. One more. Breath in. And breath out. So now you have it. Every exhalation, the navel wants to squeeze in. I'm sitting on my shins, but you're sitting on your cross-legged seated position, but this is easy for me to show you what's coming next. So in a neutral alignment, ear, shoulder and pelvis want to be in a straight line. However, in daily life, we tend to sink, like when we are in the sofa, or especially women, we like to be here. So this is called an arch. And this movement of rounding your pelvis, it's called tucked under, scoop, or curl. You will hear me thousands of times saying any of those three words. So now we're going to play with the pelvis in this way. In the breath in, you're going to go to an arch. And in the exhale, you're going to curl the pelvis and you're going to go into this round shape. You can do it in the shins, as I'm doing it. Or you can do the same with cross leg. You do in and out. The movement should begin from the pelvis, and the rest of the body will react as the movement of the pelvis happens. So don't direct it from your chest, start all from your hips. Let's go together. So in the breath in, we tilt the pelvis forward, also called arching. In the exhalation, you curl the pelvis into a scoop. Breathing in, you go into an arch, and exhale, you go into a scoop. You can incorporate the breath that we just did. So that means breathing in forward, exhale, inhale, and in Pilates it's very important that you move from the center of your body so that the shoulders, the arms, and the legs are free for any other movement that will come in a few more minutes. So all together, breath in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale. Exhale. So you're arching. You're curling. One more. You're arching. You're curling. And now you're going to find that middle point, what we call neutral. This can be, feel that if you normally are too much seated, can be that being in neutral feels like being forward, or the other way around. So take a moment to feel that. And once you're here, you're going to place your hands to tap your shoulders. You try to keep the pelvis as neutral as you just experienced. Now keep it neutral there. In the breath in, we're going to twist right and squeeze your navel to come back. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Breathing in. Exhale. Breathing in. Exhale. Feel length, feel engagement. Keep using your letter S to engage properly your center. One more. Breath in. Breath out. So this movement, let's do a few more extra while I explain this. It's called twisting. Sometimes you will twist the upper body, sometimes you will twist the lower body, sometimes you will go with both. But in this case, you're twisting upper body and keeping the pelvis neutral. Now let's take the hands on the side of your body and roll the shoulders away from the ears. Root your right sit bone and take that right arm up. In the exhalation, you're going to come into a side stretch. Keep the pelvis rooted, breath in length. Exhale, squeeze your navel. And come back. Other side, left arm rises. Exhale, side stretch. Breathing in. Exhale. And returning. Inhaling. Exhale. Breathing in, hold. Exhale. Last one. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, length. Exhale, come back. So you just did the 4 basic movements of a spine. Let's keep building on top of this engagement of the core and these basic movements of your spine. So you're going to come into an all-fourth position. Of course, you need to be neutral. If you need some cushion for your knees, place the blanket under. And what happens when we are in all-fourth? Same thing. You don't want to be arching. You don't want to be curling. In this case, you want to be neutral. But because gravity makes the body sink, you need to actively squeeze your navel in all the time. So your knees are going to be together. This helps to engage your pelvic floor, which we're going to talk about in a few more classes. And you're going to tuck your toes under. As you pull your shoulder blades back and down and the navel is in this neutral position, line from knee to shoulders, you're going to lift the knees off the floor. You're going to take your chin slightly down as you're looking into both hands, and you're going to take a breath in, and you're going to squeeze your navel. You're going to breath in, you're going to squeeze your navel. Let's do one more. Breath in, breath out. As you bring your knees, relax. Shake it off. And let's do it again. So hands on the shoulders, shoulders away from the ears. It's all about finding that every time your feet press down, your navel has to engage. Let's go. Breathing in. Exhale, lift. Inhale. If you have the contraction of your core, you can avoid the letter S and just breathe with a little bit of more power. One more breath in. Breath out. And the extra to stay up. And we're going to do one full breath up, trying to keep the connection of your core. So inhaling, exhale up, hold and stay, deep breath in, deep breath out. And slowly come back. As you spread the knees the width of your pelvis, the toes can be relaxed or tucked under. Your left hand will come up into your twist. You're going to open for a breath in, and exhale, you're going to go into the thread of the needle. Ideally, the pelvis stays stuck above your knees. If this is too much, just lean back. So together, it's a dynamic move. Breathing in, you open. Squeeze your navel first. Create space for your body, and then you twist. Inhaling, we open. Exhale, take it in. It's a simple movement. Try to observe if your navel can remain engaged throughout the movement. That means you're having engaged when you open, you're having engaged when you twist. It's an inhale, but you keep the navel in, and it's an exhale, and you keep it even more. Let's do 3 more. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Just one more. Breathing in, breathing out. Hold it here, one cycle of breath. Big breath in, big breath out, and slowly coming back. I'm going to turn around, but you can stay as you are. And we continue to do the other side. We're starting it slowly because it's all about building awareness. Building awareness means build focus towards where you place the attention of the exercise. In this case, is to have your navel in. Because the faster you go, the less easy it is to keep it engaged. So let's go slow with full awareness, with full focus of the mind into the engagement of your navel. So you inhale, the navel is already glued to the back of the spine. As you exhale, you come into the thread of the needle. It's a breath in to open. It's a breath out. Especially in the moment that you reach your highest point of an opening twist. Now, see if your navel is still in or you do release it. Inhaling. Exhaling. Breathing in. And breath out. We're going to do this 3 more times. Check that your mind is completely centered in the center of the body. And just one more. Inhaling, exhaling, and hold and stay. Take a few breaths. Here, breath in, breath out. And slowly, as you press with your hand, you come back. Now that you have your navel engaged, tuck the toes under, walk yourself back, and make like a tiny squat. As you release your arms and head, lift the pelvis up, root your heels on the floor, take a breath, and as you press into your heels, vertebra by vertebra, you're going to roll up into a neutral position, now standing. So take a moment to feel this position where your shoulders are stuck above your pelvis, pelvis stuck above your heels, and feel the length. Let me check for a moment the screen that microphone is working well. Yeah, everything is good. Okay. So, the system works the same. Shoulders, pelvis, heels in one line. Again, you don't want to arch, which in most of cases women we are here. You want to keep the tailbone, that it's the coccyx, pointing down. So very simple exercise. It's called spine roll. Keep your knees slightly softer and you're going to take your chin down. You squeeze your navel in and up and you're going to go down. There is a moment that you can go any further and you need to bend the knees and relax. Once you come back, you bend the knees, you press a little bit deeper into those heels. I'm squeezing my navel throughout the roll until I'm back into standing. So rolling up and down the spine, it's about mobilizing your 24 vertebrae with the engagement of the center. Let's go together. Lengthen yourself up, soft knees. Exhale, squeeze your navel in and up. This is called going up and over with your spine. The body will like to lean back, but try to lean forward for a deeper engagement of the core. Inhale, stay there. As you press into your heels, you squeeze into your navel. And slowly, with that engagement, don't let it go, come up to standing. 2 more of these called spine rolls. Tuck your pelvis, go up and over, but try not to pull the shoulders too much to your ears, but today it's all about the center, so if you need to focus one thing, focus on your center. Squeeze your navel. I want to see that rounded spine and coming up. Just one more, breath in. Check. Are you relaxing? Or are you engaging? Lengthen, stay. Exhale, chin down. Slowly to the floor. Take a breath in. And as you press into your feet, you squeeze your navel, that rounded spine, to go up. From here, we're going to do 1 extra roll because we want to sit again on the floor. So once you're there, you bend the knees, you turn around, and there we are, ready to be in our seated position. Your feet are going to be hip distance apart. So you check that your knees, your shoulders, and your feet are sharing the same line like the rails of the tram. This is very important because how you place your legs will affect the engagement of your center. So your hands are going to be forward with the palms facing each other. Instead of sinking, reach up. And if you need to open more, because that's what your hips need, it's also as well fine. So lift yourself up. Same method, you with the letter S if needed, you're going to curl the pelvis and you're going to come into a slightly C shape. C shape is the form that makes a line of a C shape from the pelvis to your head. As you're here, I need you to tuck under deeper before you come back to seated. So, you length first. Why? Because you need space. Once you lengthen, you start to tuck your pelvis under by taking your navel in. The pubic bone, the front bone here of your pelvis, approaches your navel. This is your C shape. You tuck deeper under and then you come up to seated. So it's going to be an exhale to go down and a breath in to come up. If you have been doing this for long, you can keep your arms crossed and this will increase the strength of your center. But remember, it's all about your center, so use the option that suits you best to understand this tucked pelvis. So curling for an exhalation and inhale to return. We're going to do 5 more. I want you to pay attention that you're rolling through the center. So if you observe your knees should be pointing all the time up. No falling forward, no falling in, no falling out. So tuck in, check it, and coming back. Another thing, once you are in your lowest point, tuck first and then roll up. Let's do these 2 more. Curl the pelvis, deep engagement of your center, and deeper to return. And last one, exhale and inhale. The same spine roll that you previously did, you're going to do it now. Let me show you. You're going to curl the pelvis and roll down. In the breath in, you take your arms overhead. Careful. Keep pulling your navel in. The lower back wants to approach the floor. In the exhale, arms goes up. Look at your toes. Curl it deeper, exactly like we did before. And slowly you go up to seated. If this is too much, you're going to use your hands to go down. And you're going to use your hands to come up. Or you can repeat the previous exercise. If you're very advanced, you can stretch your legs and do the same with the legs together plus stretch. So plenty of options. It's all about rolling the spine through the center with the engagement of your core. So choose the one that suits you best. Open legs helps easier to curl the pelvis as well as bending the knees. Ready? Choose your version. Lengthen your spine, shoulders down. Let yourself deeper from the lowest part of your core and curl the pelvis. It's a journey about the 24 vertebrae of the spine. Ideally, you have so much control of the body that you should be able to stop at any moment. So exhale, roll down. Inhale, take your arms back. Check your ribs. Inhale, arms goes up. Lift high diagonal and come up to seated. 4 more times, spine roll. If you want to challenge yourself, you can stop for a moment at any point and see what happens. Exhale, curl. Arms back, arms up, and slowly up. Last 2. Throughout the movement, you can decide to change. And 1 more. I hope you're experiencing that both sides of the body come and takes off the floor at the same time. For your next move, you're going to be lying on your back, but please first take a look how it's going. So you're going to roll exactly like you did before. So your knees are pointing up to the ceiling and they're going to be together. Squeeze between your sit bones, that's your pelvic floor, and interlace hands behind the head. A few things about the chest lift. The elbows will slightly up where you can see them with the corner of your eye. Curl the pelvis, and now that your lower back is on the floor, we call this printed position. You would like to stay printed throughout the move. The head, the neck actually, is very flexible. The part of the spine, it's less because the ribs attach in the front than in the back. So all your focus should be not in the head, but by taking the ribs together and towards your hips. In an ideal situation, both shoulder blades will come off. Please avoid pulling your chin forward. Stay with the head relaxed and make all the effort from the ribs. I hope it's clear. So let's go together to do your chest lift. As you lie down on the floor, please bring the legs together. And if you stretch your hands and you touch those bones, those are your sit bones. Squeeze them together. Legs become one line. Hands behind the head. Elbows are floating on the side of your body where you can see them with the corner of your eyes. Curl the pelvis and feel that lower back all the time on the floor. Be here, closing. In the exhalation, the ribs approach your hips and slowly going down. It's very normal to feel a shaking sensation. The shaking is the engagement of the deeper layers of abs. We have 4 different layers. Exhale up. Inhale down. Can you maintain the squeeze of the legs together while you go up and while you go down? It can happen that we release it because the mind focuses only on one thing. But as soon as you can, please remain with the legs together, squeeze towards the center for a better engagement of the middle muscles. So we're going to do 8 more. Remember, letter S to go up, inhale to go down. Throughout your movement, you want to keep your lower back flat on the floor. You want to keep your chin 1 fist away from your chest. You can always measure that. And we have the last 5, 4, 3, 2, and you're going to stay in your chest lift. Hold the thighs from the back and walk yourself a little bit higher. Once you're there, take the hands behind the head and stay here for 5 cycles of breath. With every exhalation, remember you pull the navel and you go 1 millimeter up. Breathing in, 1 millimeter up. Breathing in, 1 millimeter up. Breathing in, 1 millimeter up. Last 2, breathing in. I hope you're shaking. I hope you're feeling that closeness of your ribs to your pelvis. 1 more breath in, breath out, and slowly release. Keep your hands as they are. As you squeeze your legs together, you're going to take your right leg into a tabletop. Tabletop means the shape with the knees right above your pelvis and your ankle ideally in one line with your knee. If your hip gets tired, you can always pull the knee towards you. So, back to the tabletop where the hands are behind the head. I want you to feel that the pelvis remains in the center. Remember the twist that was only from the upper body? Here we apply it. So you're going to cross towards your right and you're going to come back. This is going to be done for 10 times. The left rib wants to approach your right hip and check that you're not moving your right hip up. Otherwise, we are cheating and we are not doing things from the core as we would like to do. So, right leg is up, pelvis is center, elbows floating off the floor. For 10 times, cross yourself to your right side and come back to touch. Cross and touch. It's an exhale to go up and a breath in to go down. Ideally, as before, both shoulder blades would like to stay away from the ground. We're going to do this from now 10 times, and I want you to be mindful that you keep your elbows on the side, that you're not pulling from your neck. The leg is as still as we can, and the last 6, 5, 4. Are you moving from your left elbow or are you moving from your left rib? It should be the rib. 2 and 1. So you maintain the twist. Now I want you to do little pulses up. Pulsing, it's a little movement of 2 centimeters where you increase the connection between the rib to your opposite hip. Let's start to count together. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Is your pelvis still? 5, 4, 3, 2, hold and stay. Hold it, breath in. Exhale, go deeper. 1, go deeper. 2, go deeper. 3, and slowly relax. You take your hands on the side of your body. Now, instead of being printed, you go to neutral. Women, we have, most of the cases, a curve in the lower body, in the lower back, that it's slightly more curved than men. So in men, you could even see it touch it. In women, we tend to see like light between the contact of lower back and mat. So it's starting with a called leg circle. The knee is above your pelvis. You're going to take it towards you. You're going to cross it to your left. You're going to go down to your right. And this is how you make a circle. Big or small, that's your decision. It's all about keeping the pelvis stable. So Pilates used to say, less is more. It's not about doing it big, because otherwise you start to dance with your pelvis. It's how stable you can be when making a leg circle. So you have your hands on this side to give a little bit of stability. If you're more advanced and you want to have a little bit of challenge extra, you can take your arms up. Both works. So let's go 5 more circles. Can you feel that your pelvis is not moving? Neither the rest of the body. And then change. Open, down, cross, and we got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, small or big, your decision, but keep your spine neutral. 3, 2, 1, and stretch that leg, flex the foot, take your hands behind the head. We end up this sequence with 10 times lifting and slowly down. Keep pushing from the right foot into an imaginary floor. And we have 7. Remember how we said it before, ribs to your hips. 5, 4, 3, press into that left foot to get some more extra lift, and hold it up. Take your hands as if you would like to touch your foot, squeeze your navel, and 10 pulses. 10, 9, if your neck doesn't feel good today, one hand behind. 4, 3, 2, 1, and take your arms back. Stretch as well your right leg, your left leg, sorry. Flex your feet, feel the ribs pushing down, your navel in, and let's transition to the other side. I'm going to turn around, but you can stay as you are. So, we all bend the knees together, finding that center line. Remember, you're going to take the left leg into tabletop position, flex or point, that's your choice, but the knee would like to be above your pelvis. First, you stabilize your pelvis, interlace hands behind the head, and print your lower back on the floor. We're going to take your right rib towards your left hip, and then you're going to go down. It's all about moving the upper body without changing anything in the rest. So start to do it. It's an exhale to come up and an inhale to go down. And from here, now we will start to count 10. It's all about the center of the body. So your right rib is the one moving towards your left hip. It's not your elbow. The elbow just go with that movement of the center. And we have 7, 6, 5. Can you keep both shoulder blades off the floor? 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it here. Now we have the little pulsing. We lift higher for 10, for 9, for 8, for 7, for 6, and 5. Can you keep both shoulder blades off the floor? 4, 3, 2, and stay. Can you approach more your right rib towards your left hip? Then slowly you go down. You place the hands on the side of your body. If possible, go neutral. So that means your lower back is with its natural curve. And we start with the leg circle on the left side. If you look slightly more towards your navel, you need to see that the right knee is straight pointing up to the ceiling. The leg is moving inside your hip socket, that's like a ball that the pelvis has, without generating any movement of your hip. We're going to go over this in the lesson number 3, but a little hint about it is like when we walk, when we bike, when we do our daily activities, the legs need to be free, independent of the pelvis and your center. So that's why we are putting the seats now. So keep your navel in, and now change the direction of that leg circle. We got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, small or big, doesn't matter, but it needs to be stable. 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, you stretch the leg out. Imagine you're standing on that left foot, pressing to the right leg, hands behind the head, and we go. Lift up and down. Every time you lift, you need to check that your toes are pointing up to the ceiling. And we have 7, 6, exhale, 5, keep the ribs coming towards your pelvis, 4, 3, 2, remember the letter S, 1, little pulses, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, it's about closing the space between pelvis and ribs, 3, 2, 1, hold and stay. Also stretch your right leg, check your toes, are they pointing up? Can you lift one more vertebra off the floor? And one more, hold it, 3, 2, 1, and release. Take your hands on the side of your body, flex, bend your knees, lower back on the floor, and let's meet together with both legs into a tabletop position. Now your hands are going to be up. Take a look first. Your lower back is pressing down. Your navel is completely in. Opposite arm to opposite leg. The right leg and the left leg and the right arm will go away from each other, and as you squeeze your navel, you take it in. And then you change. Left arm, right leg. I want you to be mindful about something. The lower the arm and the leg goes, the easier it is to lose the center, because it's all about keeping your lower back on the floor. Please don't go that far low, and then come back. Okay? So opposite arm to opposite leg. So hands right above your shoulders. Move your navel in and be in tabletop. Already being here properly requires a lot of engagement and focus. And we go. Inhale to stretch. Exhale to come back. Inhale to stretch. Exhale to come back. If this is too difficult, you place your hands on the floor and you only perform your legs. Breathing in. I want you to feel the full back lying on the floor. Inhaling and exhaling. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. From here, we start to count 10. Check that your knees are still pointing up to the ceiling, that you're not falling into one side. 8, 7. Can you close more the space between the pelvis and your ribs? So can you squeeze more your navel to the back of your spine with the letter S like we practice? We have 4 extra. 4, 3, 2, 1, and stay. From here, as you keep pressing down into your lower back, you're going to flex your feet. From this place, you take your hands on the side of your pelvis or under your butt cheeks if that feels better. You go into double leg stretch, where you stretch both legs, you hold, and you come back. If you take your legs higher, it's easier to press the lower back down. If you take it very low, this will give you a lot of challenge. So please, start small. So start with a possibility where you can keep your lower back on the floor. Your spine is long, you're looking into your knees, and from here, let's start to count 10. If this is too easy, of course, you can lift your arms up, or you could even place them behind the head. And let's start. 10. Especially today, I want you to have the time to fully stretch your legs, because that's the most powerful moment for your core. 7. And imagine you're going to make a picture, so stay. 6. Make a picture. 5. You need to feel the shake. Squeeze your legs together. 4. 3. 2. You need to feel your lower abs by now. 1, hold and stay. Squeeze your legs together, press the lower back on the floor. Hold it. 8, maybe lower. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Place your feet flat on the floor, closer to your sit bones, and your hands on the side of your body. The chin is down. When you do bridging, never look to the side, because that's not good for your neck. Sometimes you will see me doing it. It's more to check the camera. But ideally, the eyes need to be facing up all the time. So let me show you how it goes. You're going to curl the pelvis and you're going to lift it up in a bridge. In Pilates, we would like to keep ribs and pelvis coming together, and you keep squeezing your glutes up so that it stays in a straight line. So don't over open. Keep the ribs coming to the center so you engage your core. It's about, again, moving vertebra by vertebra, so the 24 vertebrae are working in this exercise. We're going to start like this for 8 times, but in the number 5, we start to add some more extra stuff. So let's stay here, breathing in. Tuck your pelvis, rolling up, inhaling. Can you take your pelvis more closer to your hips? And slowly down. It's a breath in to go up, closing the ribs to your hips. Exhale slowly down. Inhaling, you can use the letter S. Exhale 3. Breathing in, breathing out. One more, breathing in, breathing out. In the number 5, you're going to stay up. From here, keep closing the front of your body. So take your ribs to your pelvis And you start to lift the heels off the floor to the tip of the toes and press down. You lift up, you press down. You lift up, you press down. You lift up, you press down. Can you keep the pelvis up? On the number 5, you lift, you roll, you relax. Again, we go the same thing 3 more times. So you curl the pelvis, you lift it up. Once you are in your neutral position, line from knees to shoulders, you go. Heels up, heels down. Check with your eyes. So look down and see if your pelvis are in the same level or one side is higher than the other. Try to even. 2, 1. Keep the pelvis lifted, squeeze your glutes higher, and roll down from your chest. 24 vertebrae. You should feel the back of your legs. Let's do one more, breathing in. Exhale, curl the pelvis, press into the heels, lift spine, remember the line, heels up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep your heels lifted, squeeze a little bit deeper, and slowly rolling down. You're going to extend the legs to the front, as we previously did. We're going into spine roll. Some of us, we may need to keep the knees bent. Take your arms overhead. Inhale, rise up. Look into your toes, curl the pelvis, and this time you're going to add a spine stretch forward. So that means leaning to the front. You curl the pelvis, and directly from that action, you start to roll down. I choose for open legs, but you can choose for keeping it together, or actually you can keep the knees bent all the time. Or remember, you can also use your hands. And if you're wondered why your spine cannot roll, because of daily posture, our habits of movements, or maybe because how anatomically you were born, sometimes we are more stiff in some parts of the spine. And because for so many years of compensating, some parts are more rigid and some parts are more loose. So Pilates, it's about bringing balance and harmony between right and left, between front and back, but especially between your deep muscles and the external ones. So in Pilates, we focus on the deep layers of muscles, the ones that helps you to stabilize your joints, the ones who helps you with posture. So it's different like power movements like in fitness. Here, it's like working like a marathonian. You will work on your deep layers so that you can continuously use your body in daily life in its best way. Let's do 2 more. Curl the pelvis. Inhale up. And 1 more. Curl the pelvis. And go up. Take a moment here to completely rest. Don't worry if you're very far away from the floor. Relax your head, your shoulders, and as you press with your pelvis, we go up. Your next move is going to be, it's called rolling like a bow. I'm going to show you the introduction of the movement, and then, if possible, you're going to do your full version. The knees are going to be the width of your shoulders. The feet would like to be together. Options for the hands, you can grab behind your thighs, or you can grab as well your ankles. So once we're here, feet are more or less 3 hands away from your pelvis. Either way, thighs or ankles, you're going to curl the pelvis, so my weight is being shifted back. Remember how we call this movement? Tacking, scooping, or curling. So you scoop or curl the pelvis, you lift the heels off the floor. Slowly, you're going to come first into balance. In balance, I want you to do this movement. You curled a little bit, you come back. You curled a little bit, you come back. We're going to do this 6 times. It's all about making a deeper curl and coming back. A deeper curl and coming back. The focus of your eyes will help you with balance. And in this technique, one of the principles of the 6 principles is called precision. So now it's finding that deep curl that it's the base for the whole method. Let's go for this together. So holding the ankles of your thighs, other way is fine. And from here, you curl the pelvis, you lift your heels, and you can. Focus your eyes. I like to focus my eyes on your heels, but some people like to focus a little more forward. Check what's best works for you. So you little curl, you try to stay in the air. You little curl, you try to stay on the air. You little curl, you try to stay on the air. You do this 2 more times. 1 more. And I hope you could stay on the air. Now, let's see how this brings further. When we roll in Pilates, we roll till the line of the bra, till the line of the center of the shoulder blades. How do you know the shoulder blades? Squeeze those backbones together. The center, that's the center of the shoulder blades. That's approximately the back of your heart. So you don't roll till your head, you roll till the shoulder blades. How does it go? You curl the pelvis and you roll till the shoulder blades and you come back. The reason why this exercise is called rolling like a ball is because you would like to keep the distance between your knees and the shoulders and the heels and your glutes even like a ball throughout the movement. If you feel your spine is doing this, that's because you're making your spine flat and it's never going to work. So the more you look down to your belly, the more you will round. If this is too difficult because you have tightness on your spine, you will kick and try not to touch the floor. It's all about finding that movement of balance, elegance, precision, and focus. Let's go together. Holding the thighs or your ankles, heels off the floor, tuck your pelvis, and allow those toes to fly. In the inhale, you roll. In the exhale, you come back. You can use the letter S to engage deeper. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. Inhaling, exhaling, squeeze it. Breath in and breath out. Today it's all about finding that connection from wrist to pelvis. That's the curled. Let's do 3 more. And 3. Exhale 2. 1 more. Find your balance and stay. Maybe taking one hand to the side, maybe both. Maybe you want to close the legs. Lengthen spine. Breathe in. Breath out. 1 more breath in. Breath out. And slowly, let's find each other seated. I hope it worked. So now let's come to a neutral position. So shoulders stack above your pelvis, ears stack above the shoulders. If this doesn't feel right for the hips, grab the roller that we did in the beginning and sit on those. From here, as you squeeze your navel in and up, remember, you don't want to sink back, you don't want to pop up your ribs, you want to be neutral and lengthening. We're going to take the hands to the side of your body by pulling the shoulder blades back and down. As you're here, just take your right ear to your right shoulder and try that the fingertips press away. You're feeling a stretch here on the side of your neck. And now your nose is going to point towards your right knee, and you may feel it more on the back. Then you're going to look again to the front and back to center. So the navel stays completely in, so that's the support for your spine. You go left ear, left shoulder. Check if this side is more tight or less. Then the nose points to your knee. Then you look up forward again and then back to center. So this movement is going to be done with your whole body. Let me show you how it goes. The right arm goes up. Exhale, side stretch. Turn towards your knee. Turn again to the front. The rib move towards the hip, and because of your core, you come back. And you do the other side. Side stretch. Here, you want to super lengthen your left side. Coming back, rib to hip, your obliques to come back. Let's do this together. It's called mermaid. Exhale, side stretch. You turn in, feel the stretch deeper. Turn out to the front and come back by using your core. Inhale, rising. Exhale, side stretch. Turn in. Press with your sit bones into the floor. Inhale, open. Exhale, coming back. You can do this big, you can do this small. Inhaling. turning in towards your knee. Be flat towards the front and come back always from the center. Inhale up, side stretch. This is called rounding or forward bend. You open again, you come back and give me one extra time to each side. Breathing in, turning in, coming out and center. And the last one, inhaling, side stretch, turning in, coming parallel and come back. So remember, today was all about how to engage your core, how to keep the navel in. We're going to challenge this with some planks. So follow me. We're going to be in elbow plank. Elbows could be parallel or in a triangle shape position. I want you to come to your lower arms and stretch those legs out. Bring the pelvis, squeeze your navel, press into the lower arms as your legs are pressing back. You're going to stay here for 3 cycles of breath. Then we will try to lift one leg. We will try to stay stable, then the other. If you're tired or you're sensitive today, lift the buttocks up and do the same with the pelvis slightly higher to guarantee that you will never hurt your lower back. Let's go together. It's all about using a little bit of upper body, engaging the core, and challenge now with resistance. So let's go there. Hands on the floor, coming into your elbow plank. First, find the position. Press back into your heels. Look down into your hands and squeeze the navel. 3 cycles of breath. Remember the letter S. Take your right leg up. Try to find the stability of your pelvis. Stay 3 breaths. Changing sides. Hold it and stay. Place the toes, bend the knees. In Pilates, we call resting pose, where the knees are together like a child pose, and you relax your head down. The reason why we close the legs is because we want to round more the lower back to give a greater stretch. Hold it here for 2 cycles of breath. Squeeze your navel away from the thighs in the direction of the back for a deeper contraction. One more. Let's go again. Let me show you how it goes. You're going to go back into that elbow plank. It's all about keeping the squeezing your navel. Gravity would like you to arch, but here you go against it. We're going to twist to the right side, and if possible, we're going to come and lift the pelvis up. We're going to stay here 3 cycles of breath. Then we change into the other side plank. Then we stay center, and then we relax. It's all about keeping the ribs and the pelvis together, squeezing your navel, finding that neutral spine. So come into your low arms, reach those legs out. First, find that plank. Press back. Remember, if you're tired, hip can go higher. Stay 3 cycles of breath. Can you keep the focus of the mind into the engagement of your center, as well as the rest of the body is active? So keep your lower arms pressing and your heels reaching back. We're going to all turn towards the right side. You are in the side of your feet. Don't drop your pelvis. Lift it a little bit higher. If you want more challenge, you can look up. Breathing in. Exhale. Squeeze the navel to the back of the spine. Breathing in. Breathing out. Just one more. Inhale. Exhale. Changing sides. Lift that pelvis. Maybe look up. Remember the navel wants to glue to the back of the spine. Breathe in. Breath out, breath in, letter S, breath out. One more. Elbows to the ground, hold it for one more cycle of breath. Tuck it as much as you can. And slowly bend the knees and roll. Keep the knees apart, maybe hands to the back. Maybe already this is a lot for stretch for the front of your pelvis. If you can go more, please lift the pelvis up, stretch the front of your shoulders. If you like to release your head, be welcome and do so. Take 2 cycles of breath, starting now to breathe again with your lower belly. and slowly sit on your heels. Let's find each other seated again. And as you close your eyes, try to find that engagement of the core that is not 100%. It's about 10%, but that's all you need for your daily activities. So as you close your eyes, as you try to find that neutral alignment where the ears, the shoulders, and the pelvis are one on top of the other. The natural movement of your breath in is to lengthen the spine, and the natural movement of the body when exhaling is to give support. So use every exhalation to slightly engage your core, and from that very deep and low support of your body, feel how the spine can rise, can lengthen, and we can relax all the necessary tension. So sometimes we hold a lot of tension in the jaw, in the shoulders, due to the lack of engagement of the center of the body. And now you know, there is no bone in the front to support your center. So a proper engagement of the core will give you great support for your spine, for a better life and more enjoyable activities. So slowly open your eyes. And I want to thank you for joining in this first chapter, first part of the Method Foundations. My name is Carolina from SOMAtechnique. Let me know if there is questions, if everything is clear. In this 4-week program, we're working to do one thing at a time, so that later on when we go into the intermediate or advanced movement of Pilates, when things go fast, when things move with a lot of things happening at the same time, your body and your brain knows how to engage properly to get the best out of this method. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it worked for your body. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Until next time, namaste.